Have you ever noticed something strange? The kindest people you know, the ones who listen the most, help the fastest, forgive the easiest, they're usually the ones who end up the most tired, the most disappointed, and the most broken. And no, this is not a coincidence. Today, we're talking about why good people get broken so easily. Not because they're weak, but because of how their minds and hearts are wired. Let me start with this. Good people don't walk into life wearing armor. They walk in with open hands. They trust first. They give without checking the receipt. They assume others think the way they do. And that's exactly where the trouble begins. Think about it. When a good person helps someone, they don't think, will this person use me? They think, how can I help more? When someone hurts them, they don't think, they disrespected me. They think, maybe they're having a bad day. Good people don't protect their hearts. They explain them. And explaining your heart to the wrong people is exhausting. Here's the first reason good people break easily. They give without limits. A good person doesn't know how to give a little. They give fully. Time, energy, attention, emotional support. They're the friend who replies instantly, the coworker who stays late just to help, the family member who fixes everyone's problems while ignoring their own. At first, it feels good. They feel needed, useful, important. But over time, something strange happens. Everyone gets used to their giving. And once people get used to it, they stop appreciating it. And the moment a good person finally says, "I'm tired," or "I can't do this today," they're suddenly called selfish. That's when the crack begins. Second reason, good people blame themselves for other people's behavior. If someone treats them badly, they don't think, that person has issues. They think, what did I do wrong? They replay conversations in their head like a Netflix series on repeat. Was I too much? Was I not enough? Should I have said it differently? They take responsibility for things that were never theirs to carry. It's like getting blamed for rain just because you brought an umbrella. And slowly, this self-blame turns into self-doubt. Third reason, good people see potential instead of reality. This one is dangerous. Good people don't see people as they are. They see who they could be. They stay in friendships that drain them. They stay in relationships that hurt them. They stay in situations that clearly aren't healthy. Why? Because they believe. They'll change. They didn't mean it. They have a good heart deep down. Meanwhile, reality is standing there waving like, "Hello, I'm right here." Good people don't leave when they should. They wait. And waiting too long is how hearts get tired. Fourth reason, they don't know how to ask for help. Good people are great at helping others, terrible at helping themselves. When they're struggling, they say things like, "I'm fine. It's not a big deal. I'll handle it." Even when they're breaking inside. They don't want to be a burden. They don't want to disturb anyone. They don't want to disappoint. So they smile, they joke, they keep going. Until one day, they can't. And people are shocked. "Wow, I never knew you were struggling." Of course you didn't. They never showed it. Fifth reason, they tolerate too much for too long. Good people are patient, understanding, forgiving. But patience without boundaries turns into self-destruction. They excuse disrespect. They normalize emotional neglect. They downplay their own pain. They tell themselves others have it worse. Yes, maybe they do, but pain doesn't disappear just because someone else is hurting too. Ignoring your wounds doesn't make you strong. It makes the wounds deeper. And then comes the breaking point. The moment when the good person finally says, "I can't do this anymore." That's when people say, "You've changed." No, they didn't change. They woke up. Here's the twist nobody talks about. Good people don't break because they're weak. They break because they stay strong for too long without rest. They bend, they stretch, they adjust until something snaps. But here's the hopeful part. When good people stop trying to save everyone, they finally save themselves. They learn that kindness doesn't mean self-sacrifice, that empathy doesn't mean self-erasure, that being good doesn't mean being available to everyone. They learn to say no without explaining, to walk away without guilt, to protect their energy like it matters, because it does. So if you're someone who feels tired for no clear reason, if you feel drained even on good days, if you've ever wondered why being kind feels so heavy sometimes, this isn't a flaw, it's a signal that it's time to give yourself the same care you give everyone else. Because the world doesn't need more broken good people, it needs healthy ones. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, let us know in the comments. Share it with your friends. Like, subscribe, and stay connected with Cortex.